We celebrate good ideas. But what if I tell you that's exactly what's holding you back? Bad ideas waste minutes. Good ideas waste years. So think about it. If it's actually really a bad idea, say if it's like raining so heavily outside and your friend is asking you to go out to the beach, you probably even wouldn't think about it. But good ideas, they are persuasive. They make you believe that they are worth chasing for and make quitting feel impossible. Hey, I'm Winnie. So I have had a lot of good ideas. Some crashed, some I couldn't drop, and some I ditched too fast. But luckily, there's that one idea that I built a platform connecting influencers to brands and earned me a spot on Forbes 30 Under 30 and a team with 40 people still running today. But I'm not here to talk about my wins, but how the good ideas that trapped me. I will show you how to identify these traps so that you can focus on the idea that actually matter. So listen to this. Good ideas are your worst enemy. So, because they can actually trap us in two dangerous ways. First one, holy crap. These are the ideas that you're obsessed over. You grab tight, spending months and years, and also all the effort, and until it drains all your resources, then you finally realize that, holy crap, that's never gonna work. Did you know that 4 out of 10 startups actually failed because they're trying to do too many things at once? So founders are often spending too much time on perfecting a product that nobody wants. So actually focusing on like one idea can be powerful, but stubbornly clinging on the wrong direction is the issue. And the next one, we have the bouncy bunny. So now you have this great idea and then you start working on it. But wait, that's actually a better idea. So you hop to the next, and then you never get the previous idea developed properly. So here's a bet. 13% of the startup actually failed because they were trying to do too many things at once. So the holy crap gets you stuck, and the bouncy bunny leaves everything half done. But both of them actually shared a common thread, that is, we mistake motion as progress, but it's not. So friction is seeing what others missed. So imagine that you're, like cleaning your place, and then it looks spotless in the beginning. And when you flip on the green light, and suddenly, wow, the dust is actually everywhere. Well, actually, it makes your cleaning process much more, efficient, right? But come on, although that's the power of friction, but tons of dust, tons of ideas, how do you decide where to start? Do you drill deep on one single idea, or do you bounce around and chasing every single dust? Either way is when friction becomes Penrose there, an illusion that keeps you in loop and going nowhere. So now let me share how I get stuck with the holy crap trap. So it trapped me with a postcard and a boy. So I've always loved postcards. And in 2014, I liked this guy who always looked sad and depressed. And then suddenly I thought, what if I actually can send him a postcard out of nowhere to cheer him up and then, make him feel happy. And so I did it. So guess what? He loved that. Well, we didn't get together at the end, and my husband is actually sitting over there, but that's not the point. The point was, I actually had this romantic idea that I wanted to build a platform allowing people to mail the postcard for free and reconnecting the people. So I will also get the brand to, sponsor on the card so that we can get some money. I grabbed 5 of my friends into the game. We spent 2 years on standing on the street, pitching our idea, building a website, cutting hundreds of cards, and blah, blah, blah. But everyone said, wow, it's very nice, it's very interesting, but no one really ordered that. There are some brands kind enough to offer us money, but what they want is they wanted us to distribute the postcard like the flyers into the student halls, which is totally not what we intended to do, but we did it because we need the money. Well, we kept trying, and until one day, we looked at the website analytics, and then I found that there is no demand, no traffic, totally unwanted. And I know that we have actually wasted 2 years on building something that nobody wants. And it's not just me. Another company, pets.com, they actually wanted to build an e-commerce for, pets. And then, they actually raised 82 million US dollar and then spent like 20 million US dollar on expensive Super Bowl ad. And then after all the money is gone, they found that actually the market demand was never strong enough to sustain the business. They closed down. Another company, Juicer Company J, so they actually believed in a 400 US dollar high-tech juicer. And then they spent 4 years, 120 million US dollar on developing that juicer. And then after 1 year that the product actually launched, there is tests show that people can squeeze the juice by hands as good as the juicer. So no one wants the fancy and expensive juicer. And again, they also closed down. So vision without validation is illusion. And next, let's talk about another extreme, the bouncy bunny. So basically, after the failure of the postcard mailing platform, I have the laundry list of the good ideas, and then kept trying this and that, and then obviously nothing worked. And some of my teammates actually get tired from all the pivoting, and 3 of them quit the game. And again, it's not just me. Look at Company T. So basically, they wanted to build a social network for money, and then they actually raised 60 million US dollar, and then also launched a group crowdfunding platform. But before they actually get any traction of their core product, they already started branching out really fast. So one of the founders will go out and meet with a lot of external advisors and come back with more good ideas, and then the team will be busy on developing new features, new stuff, and a new direction everywhere. So at one point, Community was trying to do everything. So they were trying to do, many-to-one payment solution, which they lost to Venmo later. Also a large crowdfunding platform, which they lost to Kickstarter, and an event ticketing tool, which they lost to Eventbrite. So Kickstarter, Venmo, and Eventbrite, they actually focused on one single market demand and did it really well, and that's how they actually outperformed Company T. And interestingly, actually, they were just really trying to go into everywhere, but not anywhere. So at the end, they actually, get sold in a quiet fire sale. And at that time, actually, they got a competitor, and then they ditched the failing social payment platform and then switched to a business integration payment platform, which really had a market demand, and the business still sustaining till today. So sometimes it's not lack of idea that bottlenecks you, but having too many ideas. So, startup actually is most likely to succeed when they are able to focus and also identify one single problem and did it really well. So historical data and also case studies show that focus and timing, as in knowing when to stay the course and also when to deliberately pivot, are critical. Without that discipline, even the most well-funded and innovative startup will fail. So how do we decide when to persist and when to pivot? Let's continue with my story. So after years of being in both the holy crab and also the bouncy bunny, and then we started to really ask ourselves a simple but critical question. So there is some brand really paid us. Why? What did they want? Turns out, it's not the university students, it's not the postcard, and it's not about reconnecting the people, but the university students. So then we think, what about if we can actually build a platform and connecting the university student to the brand and get them to promote for the brands online? So we basically tried to do it. Then I tested 10 of my friends and asked them, are you interested to post online for the brands to promote for them for 50 Hong Kong dollars? Yeah, why not? Nice. Then we went to the brand and declared boldly. So now we have 2,000 of these university students and they are all ready to promote for your brands. Are you interested? Truth was, we only got 10. But it's fine because it worked. The brand believed in us, and then in a few weeks' time, we received actual checks. So suddenly, panic became excitement, and I know that we have probably landed on something real. So immediately, we sent out millions of messages to our friends, and then some even blocked us, but others listened. And in a few weeks' time, we actually acquired over 200 Google signups, and in 6 months' time, we have already achieved 2 million Hong Kong dollars in sales. And today, this idea has become my company, and we have grown 20 times bigger than we were in the beginning. And this time, and for real, we have over 80,000 of the students and also the users acquired on our platform. So this time, we didn't cling stubbornly or bounce around blindly, but instead, we validated properly, added thought, and also proved the idea actually worked. So in fact, not all the ideas actually is able to spark instant firework. So make sure that we have given it a fair chance. So if there's actually a market demand, then the users and the market and also the customer will respond much faster than you thought. If they're not responding, there could be a chance that there's no market demand or you haven't tested it thoroughly enough. So run the key experiment, gather the real feedback, and then you can decide whether you should pivot or not. So after learning the hard way, I have developed a quick framework to stop myself from falling from every single good idea. And I call it the PMP framework, which stands for persist and pivot. So basically, I still use it to evaluate my ideas today. It consists of 3 steps. The first one, execute fast and cheap. So basically, use all the minimal resources, free tools online, and especially now with the help of AI, it can mock up your, the idea and also the workflow of your solution really, really fast. Friends, families, billions of users from online forums are your best testing pool. Share out the workflow to them and then see how they actually respond. Back then, we actually only used $10 to buy an email domain and then make ourselves look professional. And then this is how we actually go pitching the brands and also Google Form, WhatsApp, all these free tools. And then the next one, 2 questions that I think can primarily give you some simple hints on whether your idea has a market demand or not. The first one, is there anyone willing to pay? So basically, when you share an idea, people are very nice, right? So they will respond to you, interesting, nice, good, but these mean nothing. Those people actually say nothing but pay for it, tell the demand. So I don't suggest with free trials because you cannot, tell really if there's a demand or not. The second one, are there any direct competitors? So if there's no direct competitors or substitutions in your market or it's even globally, usually I would say that there's some issue with that. It could be there's no market demand or the business is not profitable. Unless your idea is really groundbreaking, but there's always some solutions, similar solutions. If there's not, I always think that there's some issue with that. So after the phase of execution and also the verification, if the feedback is mostly negative, then probably you can go to the third one, entrepreneur stubbornness check. you can ask yourself two simple, honest questions. The first one, am I proving the market or am I proving myself? The second one, am I still excited about this idea or am I holding on to it because I've already spent so much time on it? So after answering these questions, I think you probably have some idea whether it's time to pivot or not. So the PMP framework, which consists of 3 steps, execute fast and cheap, verify ruthlessly, the entrepreneur stubbornness check, can give you some initial hints on whether your idea has a market or not. So I've spent 2 years on drilling, like the free postcard platform and all those random ideas, and then it has nothing returned. But once I pivoted to my another idea, then growth spiked within 6 months' time and overachieving everything that I've done for the previous 2 years. So look at Slack. They started as a gaming company and then they spent 3 years and then acquired 10,000 users with $17 million US. And then after they launched the game, they found that the chat tool within the game is actually more popular than the game itself. So they decided to pivot, and then after the new product is launched, within 2 weeks, new 15,000 users sign up. So we can see that if there's actually a right business model and right demand, growth has always a way to surprise you. So vision is seeing the possibilities, but success comes when you know when to shift the runway. So next time, when you have a good idea, test it before it tests you. Don't waste time on seemingly good ideas. Don't be the bouncy bunny or the holy crab, but use the PMP framework to verify your idea. And remember this. Bad idea wastes minutes. Good ideas waste years. And verified ideas win you the future. Do you have any great idea in mind now? If so, run the test, skip the trap, and you will own your future.